4, 3, 2, 1. No, don't make me wait too long. I hope you can hear me. Good evening. What time? Why I keep asking? I always ask what time is it, like it matters. It is, now is the time. We are here. Let me know if you are joining. I want to say welcome if you're watching live, and if you're watching the replay, welcome to you. Feel free to leave me a message, leave me a comment. Today I'm talking about do what feels good for you. Do what feels good for you. That's what I'm talking about today. This is Actors Daily Bread. If you are joining me for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Christine Horn. Good evening. And I am a professional actress, and I'm a life and career coach for actors. And this is Actors Daily Bread, and we do this every single day. Or night, I might as well say, because it's been nighttime for a while. But do what feels good for you. And if you're joining me, say what's up. Whether you're watching live or the replay, let me know where you're watching from. So I'm just going to share this real quick before I get back to work. I'm just going to share, just be very transparent with you today. Sometimes in our careers, we have to make choices. And sometimes they're not always easy choices. A lot of times they're not easy choices. And I have to continually remind myself to operate from doing what feels good to me. Because as you progress in this industry, there will always be people who have an opinion about your career. There will always be people who have, they think they're coming from, I believe, it could be your representation, could be your family, your spouse, who feel like they have the best interest at heart. And today I experienced, I had to make a choice between what my manager wanted and between what my agent wanted. And I was telling my husband when I came home, I felt conflicted. And I don't know if you ever felt that before, where you just want to work, right? You just want to work. You just want to put your best foot forward. And I realized that each group had their own agenda. Each group had their own intentions. And I do believe at the end of the day, they were all to benefit me. And I felt an uneasiness in me. And that's the best way I can explain it. Have you ever felt that you were put in a position where you had to make the choice? I hope you have, because this is your career, right? And that's what happened today. And I really had to say, okay, I hear you and I hear you. Then what do I want? What do I think works for me? And how can I find, I hate even using the word compromise, but how can I find the compromise to satisfy you both, but to make sure that I'm satisfied first and foremost? Have you ever had a time where you felt like you went against your own voice, your own reasoning? Let me hide that. Do you ever feel like you went against your own reasoning for the sake of your representation, or for the sake of, I don't know, for anything? I think it happens to us more often than we think. Maybe I think we don't even pay attention to it. Change your hair, or buy these clothes, or push those boobs up, or get implants. I don't know. Like in this industry, people are liable to tell you like a whole bunch of things to do. I remember when I think I was 19, my first agent in Atlanta. Not the agent I'm with now. I love my agent. Shout out to Houghton Talent in Atlanta, my local casting agent. But my first agent, I remember the first thing they said was, yeah, if you could just lose 40 pounds, that'd be great. And I remember thinking, like, I was like fresh out of high school. Like I was barely $125. Like, excuse me? And I remember paying attention to it then, like, wow, you want me to do something that doesn't even make sense for me, my body type, like. And so today I was reminded of that. And and I want you to leave a comment, or leave an amen, yup, or or question, if you want to ask me, you know, how you deal with that. But at the end of the day, no matter what the choice is, whether it's you get a script that needs you to be naked, or someone's really pushy. I remember when I first moved to California, I had a manager, yeah, not this time, but years ago, I had a manager who just wasn't a good fit. And I didn't know how to say it because I was young. I felt kind of naive. I felt new to the industry. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a fit. And I felt like I dealt with a lot more of conflicting energy than I needed to. Now at my age, honey, there's a beauty in getting older, I tell you. And so if you're watching this and you're under 30, just know that it will get easier. But when you get older, that's when you meet old heads, and I'm calling myself an old head. But you meet old heads, and we just be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Because I have to go home to me at the end of the night. I have to look me in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, I got to look in my own eyes. And when I look in my own eyes, I want to like what I see. I want to be proud of who I see. I want to be proud of her journey. And I want to be able to say that I made the choices that I wanted to make. And the best way to see that is do what feels good for you. Everyone will have an opinion. Your team will have an opinion, and that's great. They're supposed to. That's why they're on your team. But at the end of the day, you can decline. At the end of the day, you can say, you know what? I appreciate all the work you do, and do it in grace and do it with professionalism. That's what I had to do today. I had to say, I hear you and I hear you, but this is what works for me, and let's try it. And then we can revisit. And so I want to encourage you today to just, the next time that comes up, or if you're going through that now, think about how it feels, because you always get insight. You get insight. What am I pointing to, Christine? You get insight here. You get insight in the gut. You don't really need nobody else's opinion. You feel it. And if you start doing more things by the way it feels, I guarantee you're going to make better decisions and feel better about it. And yes, everybody may not be happy at the end of the day with your decision, but when you do things that feel good, that takes away stress, it takes away anxiety. So I hope that helps you. I hope that's a word for you. And I don't know who that's for, but that was what I went through today. And part of the work I do with you, with my clients is being transparent and not pretending that every day is rosy and I'm living this grand Hollywood life. I like to tell you what I'm really going through, and I like to share what this road really is. Too many people think being an actor is all glitz and glam. They don't hear about the struggle. They don't hear about the days where you're having to fight conflicting opinions, and they don't hear about all that. So I want to make sure I'm sharing that with you as well as I give you tips. I'm an expert in that. I'm an expert in me. I'm an expert at Christine Horn. And if you want to listen to what I've been through and listen to what I have learned, and if you want to learn from me and try it in your own life, then great. That's all I have to share. I only have to share my experiences and what I have learned. I am an expert. I'm an expert at Christine Horn. And you are an expert at you. All right. Well, have an amazing night. I'm so glad you tuned in to Actors Daily Bread. And remember, if you are not part of the Actors Daily Bread community, you're missing out. Actually, tomorrow I'm doing a live Q&A only for my community. And join us. Just put Actors Daily Bread in at the top of the Facebook search bar thingy, and you'll find us. So tomorrow, have an amazing night. Remember that you have a gift, you have a talent that the world needs to see. Bye.